Hello students, today we are going to start poem 6th Animals by Walt Whitman. Let us read more about the poet. Walt Whitman is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry which was in free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. Let us understand the central idea of the poem. In the poem Animals, the poet Walt Whitman praises animals for being better than human beings and for possessing all such qualities that humans lack or have forgotten. Those qualities are calmness, the lack of greed, and the ability to stay happy and contained among others. Second stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Whine means cry, sins means wrongdoing. The poet says that unlike humans, animals don't complain of any misery. They never cry out loud like humans do to show what they have lost. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings. This means that animals are different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. He further says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of God. He says so because most of the human beings do this. They try to show their good deeds and religiousness to others. They do so in order to gain popularity among their fellows. Third stanza. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owing things, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Demented means mad, mania means obsession. So the poet thinks that animals never irritate him by doing such things just to gain some praise from their fellow people. He feels that the animals are not dissatisfied like humans. They stay happy with whatever they have. They never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. He says that none of them is mad behind owing the worldly things. Here the poet says that he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by bowing down in front of the person. They never do so, even for their ancestors. They do not show devotion towards God like humans do. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society. In human beings, rich people are generally given more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on earth. Fourth stanza. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Evince means show or reveal. Negligently means carelessly. Further, the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. Here he wants to say that animals use other animals as their food and they never try to hide this. Whereas human beings show that they have nice and friendly relations with others, though the reality is opposite. The poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards showing their relation with other animals. So, at last, the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got those good qualities. He further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere? The qualities that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed on to the animals. Now I will discuss some poetic devices with you. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. Here there are two figures of speech, that is hyperbole and alliteration. Hyperbole because there is an overstatement that the poet prefers to live with animals, and alliteration because the consonant sound T is repeated in the words think, turn and they. Next line. I stand and look at them long and long. Here there are two figures of speech, that is repetition and alliteration. Repetition because the word long is repeated for poetic effect, and alliteration because the consonant sound L is repeated in the words look and long for poetic effect. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Here there are four figures of speech, that is litotes, tautology, onomatopoeia and alliteration. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals bear all their conditions. Tautology because unnecessary use of words sweat and whine which suggest the same meaning of complaining, and onomatopoeia because the word whine suggests sound. Alliteration because the consonant sound th is repeated in the words they and their for poetic effect. Next line. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Here there are two figures of speech, that is litotes and alliteration. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals bear all their conditions, and alliteration because the consonant sound th is repeated in the words they and their. Next line. They do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. Litotes and alliteration figure of speech. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals are frank, and alliteration because the consonant sound D is repeated in the words do, discussing and duty, and consonant sound M is repeated in the words make and me for poetic effect. No one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owing things. Here there are three figures of speech, that is litotes, tautology and alliteration. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals are more normal than humans. Tautology because unnecessary use of words demented and mania which denote the same meaning of being crazy, and alliteration because the consonant sound D is repeated in the words dissatisfied and demented. Next line. Not one kneels to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Here there are three figures of speech, that is litotes, hyperbole and alliteration. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals are more normal than humans. Hyperbole because there is an overstatement that people bowed down to their ancestors who came before 1,000 years. And alliteration because the consonant sound th is repeated in the words that and thousands. Next line. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Here there are two figures of speech, that is litotes and antithesis. Litotes because negation is used to convey an affirmative meaning that animals are more normal than humans, and antithesis because opposite words respectable and unhappy are used in the same sentence for poetic effect. So, they show their relations to me and I accept them. Alliteration figure of speech because the consonant sound th is repeated in the words they, them and their for poetic effect. Next line. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. Here there are three figures of speech, that is alliteration, tautology and metonymy. Alliteration because the consonant sound M is repeated in the words me and myself, and consonant sound P is repeated in the words plainly and possession. Tautology because unnecessary use of me and myself which denote the same meaning, and metonymy because the word tokens represents virtues. Next line, I wonder where they get those tokens. Here there are two figure of speech, that is alliteration and metonymy. Alliteration because the consonant sound W is repeated in the words wonder and where, and metonymy because the word tokens represents virtues. Next line, did I pass that way huge items ago and negligently dropped them? Here there are two figure of speech, that is interrogation and alliteration. Interrogation because a question is asked not for the sake of an answer but for poetic effect. And alliteration because the consonant sound D is repeated in the words did and drop. So I hope students you would have understood the poem and poetic devices. Thank you.